What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JP's on the keys in this video today, and I saw the reception to the All in the Family video. It looks like you guys really like that one. I think I might have found a new show. So definitely, I'm going to have to look online for the episodes, and I will see if YouTube will allow me to do it this weekend. I'll see, but if not, you know, the Patreon is always there. By the way, I never really plugged the Patreon like that until the end of the video. But if you want to see some fire content that's not on YouTube because it gets blocked, jump on there. Everything on there is free to watch. Like, there's no, like, the only way that the tiers are if you want to support what I'm doing. But all the content on my Patreon is free, so you can watch it whenever you want. No paywalls or nothing. But this is the racist Archie Bunker compilation. As you know, this show was kind of like the center of like a bigoted character. But let's get to it. This is 33 minutes of racism. As you know, I'm usually the guy who always reacts to the really uncomfortable stuff. But I don't get fazed by it anymore. So let's have some laughs, actually. This is a 30-minute video. So, you know, grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, you know what I'm saying? Grab your whatever you watch.
An American history lesson. You don't know nothing about Lady Liberty. Standing there in the harbor with her torch on high, screaming out to all the nations of the world, send me your poor, your deadbeats, your filthy. And all the nations sent them in here. They come swarming in like ants. The Spanish PRs from the Caribbean there. Your Japs, your Chinamen, your Crouch and your Heaves, and your Little Fell.
Hey, yo!
All of them come in here, and they're all free to live in their own separate sections. Where they feel safe, and they bust your head if you go in there. That's what makes America great.
Some of these doctors will tell you anything you want to hear.
Yes, there is when it comes to blood. My own cousin from the hospital said so.
Your cousin from the hospital empties bedpans. Don't make him out no specialist. I know what Dr. Feinberg said. Feinstein, Feinberg, it all comes to the same thing, and I know that tribe.
I'm telling you, Archie, them kids don't leave this house until Mike can provide for her proper.
Oh, boy. 4 years before I even begin to make a living. Seems like forever.
Well, let me tell you, sonny boy, the same thought crosses my mind at least once a day.
Well,
Gloria, you married the laziest white man I ever seen.
You married the laziest white man I ever seen.
It's bad enough you gotta make fun of me. You don't have to make it worse by attacking a whole race.
Who's attacking the whole race?
You are. You just said I was the laziest white man you ever met.
What's the matter with that?
White man you ever met.
Yeah, you.
Implying that the blacks are even lazy.
Oh, no, wait a minute, meathead. You said that.
Right, he
Not
did.
me.
He did.
I never said your black beauties was lazy. It's just their systems is geared a little slower than the rest of it.
Call them names like black beauties for.
Now that's where I got you, Mr. Liberal. Because there's a black guy that works down the building with me, and he's got a bumper and sticker on his car that says black is beautiful. Huh? So what's the matter with black beauties?
That's right, though. Nothing wrong with that.
it's nicer than when he called them coons.
Sorry, don't help me, boy. Now I gotta change the shades.
Hey, I don't like that.
You don't like what?
You call me boy. I'm not a boy, I'm a man.
Well, all right, you're a man. I'm a man, too. Jeez, I don't go around making a point of it.
You never had to make a point of it.
Well, what are you looking at?
You know, it's amazing how someone can be so consistently wrong. I don't believe the things you say.
Because you're an atheist. You don't believe nothing about religion.
Look at what they say when they sneeze.
That's a legitimate question though, because like they say you like that's you like bless you. I don't believe in that. Don't say that to me. say bless you to me.
Who's that?
The Chinese. I mean, do they say God bless you or Buddha bless
You really want to know? The chinks just sneeze and say nothing. They can't speak English.
Oh my God.
Why couldn't they say Buddha bless you in Chinese?
Because they don't say that, that's why. They say, they say anything at all, it's sayonara.
It's Japanese.
Same thing.
It's not the same thing.
What are you talking about? You put a Jap and a Chink together, you're gonna tell me which is which?
That's right, because I find out about them. I talk to them as individuals.
Sure, you talk to them. You say, which one of you guys is the Chink?
But I noticed how on this show and like the other show, I'm always going to compare it to Love Thy Neighbor because I feel like this is such a comparison because like we have really like bigoted characters, but like in this show, the wife is just really just like a bonehead, or the wife is just a naive, just ditzy. But like Joan in the other show, like she at least has common sense and is like stop saying that stupid. Like she doesn't believe that stupid stuff he's saying. Like yeah.
He traced me from the address I give the sinister picture, you know? You know where his clothes from?
No, where?
A car. That's right. He's in a limousine right now with a phone in it. Oh, I want to tell you, some of these colors are real class. Oh, they got it. They spent it. I gotta call Munson right now.
I gotta go fix my face.
Archie, what do you mean some of these colors are classy? Why do you always have to label black people this or that? Because when they deserve a compliment once in a while, I don't know.
Oh.
Now, when you get away with me, my right Now, Peter, you don't have to be nervous with a colored crowd. Just keep your eye on me.
The answers are all right here in this sculpture. Tell us what this represents. This here is the struggle of the races. Man's inhumanity to man. Yet through it all, the shining hope of a new brotherhood, see?
What the hell is that?
The girl has gone basic. I'm all alone. I'm all alone in this house. Isn't anybody else interested in upholding standards? Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
Oh my God.
Archie, 12% of the population is black. There should be a lot of black families living out here.
Yeah, this is only a beginning, but I think it's wonderful.
Wonderful, huh? Well, let's see how wonderful it is when a watermelon rinds come flying out the window.
Oh my God. Let's see, I'm looking at a picture again. His face. Oh my God! He's like, what is this abomination? What is this?
A picture of some people.
Tell me who the people are.
Linda and Lionel.
Now, what are Linda and Lionel doing in a picture?
They're sitting together on a couch.
They're sitting together on a couch! Oh, this is the kind of fun she's having in our house, huh? What's that about? What's going on? This is going on. And this is going on!
like, I like how the show really made him such a buffoon. Because, like, that's really how it is when people are really like this. Like, people are really just weird. Like, when you have generalizations about people, it prevents you from making good connections. You know what I mean? You out here judging by the outside. You ain't never talked to the person. You never had a conversation. You never learn their interests. You know what I'm saying? You might share interests with this person. You might be more alike than you really think. But, you know, if you watch TV and watch certain news networks, you know, you'll get a different story, you know. But it is like, you know, and these type of people never talk to black people or other type of people outside of their own race and their own life. How boring. How boring to never talk to anyone else. How boring.
Well, wait a minute. Shouldn't we wait for the doctor, huh?
I am a doctor. I am on the staff here.
Ooh.
Whoa. You're a regular doctor?
Only at night. By day, I strangle chickens for the colonel.
I like how she was playing with him. I love that.
Well, go ahead, Edith. Now answer the guy. Now, you've seen Roger sashaying around here with his lottie-dot talk. He's a pansy.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm not an expert on flowers.
You might as well face it. You're all alone in this. We all know Roger, and we all know he's straight. And even if he wasn't, and I said if, what difference would that make? Do you know that in many countries, England, for instance, there is a law that says whatever two consenting adults do in private is their own business?
Listen, this ain't England. We threw England out of here a long time ago. We don't want no more part of England. And for your information, England is a fag country. What? Say, ain't they still picking handkerchiefs out of their sleeve, huh? Are they still standing around leaning on them skinny umbrellas like this here? I know the whole society is based on a kind of a fagdom.
A what them?
You know you're right, Archie. You're right. The British are a bunch of pansies. Pansies, fairies, and sissies. And the Japanese are a race of midgets. The Irish are boozers. The Mexicans are bandits.
And you Polacks are meatheads.
Open your presents. Russell wanted to send them over, but I insisted on bringing them over in person.
Well, Russell's way was better.
Oh, my! Archie, look!
Looks like gypsy underwear.
Oh, man.
It is a moo-moo.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
And Archie has a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh.
Well, this could be the wallpaper in a fag bar. Well, pardon me asking, but does your husband do a lot of the cooking over your house?
He does all of it. He loves it.
Oh, well, ain't you a little afraid of what people could think?
You mean that I'm a lazy wife?
No, that he's a fag.
Oh.
What is this crap hole of you?
It's a French dish.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Like the volume, some of these clips, like the volume goes in and out. So if some clips are quieter than others, I don't have any control over that. I apologize.
It's called potatoes au gratin.
I don't care what you call it. You realize you spilled cheese in the potatoes?
The cheese is supposed to be there. The recipe called for it.
Are you telling me that somebody wrote in a book that you're supposed to put cheese in my potatoes?
Yes.
There you go again. Anything that you haven't seen before, anything that's a little bit different, you're against. Before you were against French art, now you're against French cooking.
Let me tell you this, to the French. I'll tell you something else about the French there, wise guy. You know why they lost World War II? Because when the Crouch was marching into their country, the French was running around naked, putting up dirty statues and throwing cheese in the potato.
But Archie, how did the Germans know they was French if they didn't have no clothes
They knew they was Frenchy because they had cheese all over.
I don't want to argue with you. I'm just stating a fact. All blood is the same.
Well, if all blood is the same, let me ask you this. How come they ain't got no Swedes in the mafia?
What's that got to do with anything?
Because your Italians got a lock on it, that's why. It's in their blood. The same way it's in your black's blood to do the Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Yo, the Scooby-Dooby-Doo. What? This is pure insanity, but it's hilarious.
Well, how do you expect him to sop up the gravy? Well, what do you want me to do? Here, Ma, use one of our buns. Well, that won't do no good. That's a hamburger bun. Still, Archie has to have his Parker house. What do you want me to do? I don't know. All I know is you ruined your father's dinner.
Oh.
Excuse me for living!
What is all the hollering out here?
Nothing!
Nothing.
For a minute, I thought I was in the back room of a Greek restaurant.
Who said the treatment of the American Indian was a national disgrace?
Treating the American Indian national disgrace. Geronimo? Come on, it had to be some Indian that said that. Who?
President Kennedy.
What? That's a lie. Kennedy never said that. Or maybe he said it, but he didn't mean it. He maybe said it when he was running for office, trying to get the Indian vote, which he never got anyhow. How do you know? Because, meathead, the Indians don't vote.
Archie, the Indians were given the vote in 1924.
I ain't talking about that. I'm saying that they don't use their vote like a fella told me. They sell all their horses for booze and then they can't ride into town.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That ain't stupid. That's the truth. That's what the Indians do to us after all we've done for them.
All we've done for them, Archie!
Yeah, he's just talking up.
About this country and the American Indians and all we've done for them.
He's talking crazy.
We lied to them, we cheated them, and then we drove them off their land without paying for it.
That's right. What are you talking about their land? They never had no land. They couldn't read or write. How could Sitting Bull sign a lease? All the Indians ever do is ride around scalping wagon trains.
Archie, what would you do if somebody cheated you out of your land?
Well, I wouldn't scalp the guy. I'd hire myself a lawyer.
I don't believe it! How do you deal with this lunacy? Help me!
What are you yelling about? I ain't talking about the Polacks. I'm talking about the Indians. Oh, I know him. A typical out for himself Irish Mick.
You don't like the Irish?
Oh, they're all right, but they ain't mumbling over their beads or boozing it up.
I happen to be Irish. And I don't like what you just said.
I don't like it either. I mumble over my beads, too. I'm Italian. Oh, well, geez, I mean, you know, I couldn't tell it. Irish and Italian. Look what we got here, Edith. Mixed marriage.
Hey, yo!
What mixed? We're both Catholics.
Look, your phone's fixed. Frank, I think we better go.
Yeah, well, don't run away, because Edith's going to put coffee and cake on the table. Get it.
I'm sorry, but you know us Irish Catholics. I gotta go have a few drinks and then rush right off to confession.
What do you mean rush? What's the rush?
This is one confession that can't wait.
Oh, come on. A nice lady like you, what would you have to confess?
What I'm thinking about you.
Well, we just bought Bowman's house. Must be doing pretty good if he can lay out $8-10 a day for a cleaning woman.
Listen, unrelated note, I got an ad for Wawa Pizza. Listen, if you have a Wawa where you live, do not get the pizza. The Wawa pizza is trash. I'm just letting you know. If you get pizza from Wawa, I'm warning you, it's garbage. But
$10. Oh, they're getting more than that for good cleaning people today. Maybe she's a live-in maid.
Well, what are you talking about, Edith? The only people nowadays can afford live-in help are rich people and Jews.
Oh, man.
Not all Jewish people are rich.
I never knew one that wasn't.
The Steiners from our old neighborhood weren't. They didn't have as much as we did, even.
Yeah, to hear them tell it. Hey, you don't suppose Bowman sold his house to one of that tribe, do you? I mean, he was always a jerk, but he wouldn't do a thing like that to this neighborhood, would he?
Well, what I'm wondering is if a rich Jewish person could afford to hire a maid, why would he buy Jim Bowman's old house?
To make trouble, Edith, that's right. These people are always looking to make a test case. Why do you think they got that their organization there, what do you call it, B'nai Bris?
What?
Well, I'm gonna go over there and find out.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm just gonna take a walk over to Jim Bowman's house, and I'm gonna talk to him about it.
If you think he's prejudiced.
Prejudice?
Yeah. Against who? Against black people.
Against black people? Mr. Bunker? Well, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Yeah, you see that nice guy? You thought you knew him, you thought you knew me. Oh, these liberals. They're supposed to be so sensitive, you know? Well, I'll tell you where this guy's sensitive, Lionel, right in his tuchus.
Where? It's a Yiddish word. It means...
Oh, I know where it's at. I was just wondering, Mr. Bunker, what's with the Jewish word? Oh, well, I hear him. We got a couple of heaps working down the building.
Does he use words like that very often? Now and then.
I told you, I work with a couple of Jews.
Begging your pardon, Mr. Bunker, but you wouldn't happen to be one of them, would you?
What?
Well, I mean, people don't use Jewish words just like that, do they, Mike? No, not in my experience.
Well, maybe people don't, but I do. And I ain't no Yid.
Well, come to think of it, when your father was visiting last year, wasn't his name Davy or something?
My father's name is David.
David, right. And then what was your mother's name? It was Sarah.
Sarah, yeah, my mother's name is Sarah, so what?
David and Sarah, two Jewish names.
David and Sarah, two names right out of the Bible, which has got nothing to do with the Jews.
You don't want to get uptight about it, Mr. Bunker. There's nothing to be ashamed of being Jewish.
But I ain't Jewish.
Look at that. Look at that. See the way he uses his hands when he argues? Very Semitic gesture.
What do you know about it, you dumb Pollock?
Hey, no!
All right, I'm a Pollock.
You sure are. You're a Pollock joke.
All right, but I don't mind, though. I'm Polish. I don't mind. I'm proud of it. Now, there you are, Mr. Bunker. Now, you ought to be proud you're Jewish.
But I ain't Jewish.
I didn't know you was Jewish.
People should know that I ain't Jewish.
You are talking with your hands.
You see, the Jews tend to be emotional.
Now, listen to me, Lionel. I'm going to give you this once more, and that's all. I am not Jewish.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bunker. But even if you are, it doesn't change things between you and me. I mean, I'm not going to throw away 9 years of friendship over a little thing like that.
These people asked us to dinner on. And I said yes. That was before I knew you had tickets for the Met.
Well, now that you know I got tickets for the match, you can call Leeds people up and cancel it.
She can't do that, Daddy. These people, they wouldn't understand.
These people? Who are these people?
Tell him, Ma. Oh, that's all right. You tell him, dear. I don't mind.
Well, go on. Somebody better tell me who the hell are they?
It's the Jeffersons, Archie.
Oh, who are the Jeffersons? Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
That's the Jeffersons.
You don't mean them new people that moved in down the front?
Yeah, Lionel's family. They're really very nice people,
Oh,
Archie.
yeah, very nice. They're wonderful people. They're lovely people, Lita, but they are also colored people.
Better hold it there, Daddy.
Now, listen, little girl. Been around a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, but there's one thing Archie Bunker ain't never gonna do, and that's break bread with no jungle bunnies.
Stop. We may not even be going.
Yo, I ain't heard Jungle Bunny in like 5 years. I ain't heard Jungle Bunny in a minute.
Minnesota. There's somebody else up for the job, and he happens to be black.
Oh, well, then you're off to Minnesota. A black guy ain't going nowhere.
Oh, these days, colleges are hiring blacks over whites.
Well, it is high time.
I don't believe it.
Well, you better believe it. You better believe it. You shouldn't go out there and take a job away from that guy. Oh, it turns out that you're the guy against the colored. I never was.
Okay, that's it.
I want to go on record as saying something right here and now. It was up to me. I'd send every colored guy in New York to Minnesota.
Yeah, Jefferson? That ain't very nice, talking that way to your little mammy here.
Oh! Ooh, man, I watched the Jeffersons a lot too when I grew up. But if you know the significance of mammy, then that's so wild.
Who you calling mammy? You. Well, don't you dare call me mammy. I'm nobody's mammy. I'm his mother. Now, if you got anything to say to me, you call me Mrs. Jefferson.
Oh, jeez, Mrs. Jefferson.
Don't talk to me. Don't try to make a big either.
Mother Jefferson, what's wrong?
No, I'm getting out here.
George, what's going on?
He called Mama Mammy.
Oh.
I didn't think I was doing nothing wrong. I thought all colored people call their mothers Mammy. Well, I did, Jefferson. That's what I always heard. Geez, Al Jolson called his mother Mammy for years.
See that, Louise? You see? That's what you get for inviting white.
I'm sorry I keep pausing. But these shows, that's what you get for inviting Whitey.
Sitting on one of the hottest murder trials in the country.
Ah, what's so hot about it? They got better murders on the Late Show. This thing is an open shut case.
Oh, wait a minute. I admit it doesn't look too good for Rodriguez, but that doesn't mean it's open and shut.
Listen. DA nailed the coffin down on that guy yesterday. Now, there's two witnesses seen him go home to his apartment house up in Spanish Harlem. Another witness seen him go into the apartment. All right, he goes in there, he finds his old lady in there with another spick. What does he do? Whips out his switchblade and zap. Sends him to that big taco stand up in the street.
Oh, man.
What do you expect? I mean, look at the way those Puerto Ricans are caged up in those slums. It's no wonder the tension builds.
You don't like it there? Let him get out of here. I ain't making him live there. His pal Roger is as queer as a $4 bill, and he knows it.
That's not only cruel, Daddy, that's an outright lie.
You know something, Archie? Just because a guy is sensitive and he's an intellectual and he wears glasses, you make him out a queer.
I never said a guy who wears glasses is a queer. A guy who wears glasses is a four eyes. A guy who's a fag is a queer. That's just stupid there, Jefferson. Besides, getting elected, there's more to that than just being smart.
There is, huh? Then how come we don't have a black president? I mean, some of our black people are just as dumb as Nixon.
You ain't got a black president, Jefferson, because God ain't ready for that yet.
Well, a couple years later, it happened, but you know.
Wait a second. What?
That's right. God's got to try it out first by making a black pope, which he ain't done yet.
Or maybe that's because God ain't Catholic.
Right.
We know that one.
Can't you men change the subject?
Yeah, Gloria's right. This is no time to be...
I'm talking, Michael.
Oh, boy.
Is that all you can talk about? Whether a black man or a white man should be president?
Well, what do you want to talk about, little girl?
How about a woman president?
Oh, holy cow.
A woman president?
Mr. Jefferson, this may come as a big surprise to you, but women are much more oppressed than blacks.
I don't see no ghetto for women.
What do you call a kitchen?
I call it a prison.
Stay out of this, Louise. You're talking foolish.
Do you know what Shirley Chisholm said?
Shirley Chisholm said that she ran into more discrimination because she was a woman than because she was black.
That's why she didn't get elected.
Right.
Because she was talking foolish.
She wasn't talking foolish. The business world has been doing the same thing to us now that they've been doing to you. They're hiring token women.
Well, by the same token, I...
Whoa, 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 whoa. What type of BS is that? Token? I never heard of that. First of all, I never heard of that.
One for me.
Right. What is that?
Not funny, Michael.
I'll see you later. The whole point I'm trying to make is that you take these things like what do you call loyal and love. Well, your colored families, they don't feel them things like your colorless families.
Colorless?
I got something to say. Gather around, everybody. I'm going to make a toast to Archie.
Fine. A toast for my daddy.
It's been a great experience living on this street and watching this wonderful family of Edith, Gloria, and Mike. I want to thank you, Bunker, for letting me know and letting me see that some white folks are better than other white folks.
Damn.
No! While the Estradas are thinking it over, you and Henry are trying to find somebody else to buy the house.
You don't call that crooked? No! That's looking out for number one.
Where does that place Henry Jefferson?
He's number two. Why is he number two? Because, meathead, there can only be one number one and one number two. And life made Jefferson number two long before I come along.
So I suppose that the Puerto Ricans are number three, then?
Well, no, not necessarily there, little girl. Your Puerto Ricans could be four. Your Johnson, your Chins could be three. 3A, 3B. Yeah, now...
Oh, Sammy Davis Jr.
I know you had no choice in that. But whatever made you turn Jew? Yes. I was just remembering the last time I seen you on TV. It was on a Johnny Carson show. Oh, yeah. He was on with that there Raquel Walsh. Remember, Edith?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, you were so sweet to her, Mr. Davis.
Oh, thank you.
Archie said he never thought he'd see the day when coloreds and whites would be hugging and kissing coast to coast.
What you mean, Archie? But you see, it's not me. See, they put a kissing clause in my contract.
Huh?
Well, you see, it's those white celebrities. Well, this year we're in, so they all want to jump on the bandwagon.
Right.
You mean to tell me that the networks force you to kiss against your will?
Well, what are you going to do?
Oh, well, that ain't right, Sam. I mean, you know, gee, to force the races to intersex that way on the air? Now, no prejudice intended, but, you know, I always check with the Bible on these here things. Oh. Yeah, I think that, I mean, if God had meant us to be together, he'd have put us together. Well, look what he's done. He put you over in Africa, he put the rest of us in all the white countries.
First of all, Africa's not a country.
Well, you must have told him where we were, because somebody came and got it.
Right. Right.
I mean, there was work for us.
Oh, yes, there was.
I mean, and how could you resist? Free transportation, room, board, chains.
I think you're talking about slavery there, Sam. I want to tell you that I was always dead set against slavery. You see what goes on around here, Sammy? Every time I start to have a serious conversation, these kids go crazy. Another thing they're always doing to me, they're always telling me I'm prejudiced. Now listen, you're a guy been around a lot. You've seen a lot of people, you know a lot, see? Now you look at me. You figure me for prejudiced kind?
Oh, Archie, you don't tell me you're really paying attention to those young kids. What do they know? I mean, you prejudice. Look, if you were prejudiced, Archie, when I came into your house, you would have called me a coon or a nigger. But you didn't say that. I heard you clear as a bell. Right straight out, you said, color.
Yeah, that's what I done, all right.
If you were prejudiced, you would, like some people, close their eyes to what's going on in this great country that we live in. But not you, Archie. Your eyes are wide open. You can tell the difference between black and white.
Yes, you can.
And
that you'll always be able to tell the difference between black and white. And if you were prejudiced, you'd walk around thinking that you're better than anybody else in the world. But I can honestly say, having spent these marvelous moments with you, you ain't better than anybody.
Right. Right. Talk that stuff, Sammy.
Can I have your hand on that sandwich? And I hope you all heard that over there. That comes straight from Sammy Davis Jr., Mr. Wonderful himself. And that should prove to you once and for all that I ain't prejudiced.
This one is for me. Mr. Munson, when you stand over there, I want one picture taken with Archie, Bunker, my friend, and me.
You want me?
Yes. Now on three, okay? 1, 2, 3.
But while we're on the subject of looks, you're gonna play Santa Claus. You know, Santa Claus was white and so was his beard.
Told you to say that, Uncle Henry. That's ridiculous. I'd look silly with a white beard. And who said Santa Claus was white?
Oh, come on now, I had the same argument with you about Jesus. I hate to go over old ground again, but the fact is Jesus is white and so is Santa Claus.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, Bunker. When I was a kid on Christmas Eve, the guy that used to fill my stocking was black.
Talk that stuff.
We ought to get going. You know the kids down at the center, Uncle Henry. Come on, let's go, Mom. Hey.
And what about you, sir?
Scotch and soda, please.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jefferson, there's a switch for you. This guy giving you the big yes, sir.
Why? He's a bartender, ain't he?
Yeah, but what I meant was I'm used to having it the other way around.
Oh, yeah? How many servants you got in that mansion you living in?
Right.
What do you mean by that?
Let me tell you something about people.
There you are.
Thank you. That bartender's willing to work for me because if you got enough green in your pocket, then black becomes his favorite color.
The way your Mayor Lindsay runs the city's transportation system, a working man could get home for supper around breakfast time.
Now, look, Archie,
I'll say one thing for Mussolini. There was no bundle of laughs, but he sure could make a train run on time.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Hey, if you're looking for the Elks Club, it's down the hall.
No, thanks. They're in the right place.
Oh, yeah? What are you, the caterer? So what are you doing here, a white guy?
I'm a guest. What are you doing here, a white guy?
I'm the family's white friend.
Jenny! Oh, Mom! You look beautiful. Oh, so do you, baby. So do you.
You see that little girl over there? That's the little girl that Lionel's going to marry.
Yeah, I know. And you know who that lady is hugging her?
No?
She's my wife.
Oh,
Hi, Mr. Wells. Oh, I see you met Mr. Bunker.
Oh, you with me, man?
Yeah.
Well, Lionel, shouldn't we introduce my parents to yours?
Oh, yeah, sure. Now, wait a minute there, Lionel. Hey, do you mean to tell me that your father ain't met that man?
No, I'm going to introduce him right now.
This I gotta see.
See, like, I think I like this show because, like, I don't know, I feel like Archie is like a character who's like, he says wild stuff, but like he's willing to sit down and have a conversation and like learn from his ways. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like, and plus he had smoke for everybody. I don't know. This show was awesome. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love this show because, like, especially all them shows during the 70s really like they changed the culture. Like, they paved the way for just like people to have that conversation and people to really talk and people to really understand how stupid racism is. And it's always going to be stupid. I don't care. And people say it doesn't exist, you're just being blind on purpose. You're just not paying attention. But other than that, I hope you have a great day today. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, don't forget to turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. Check out my Patreon, check out my gaming channel, check out my true crime channel. I got all this stuff plugged in. I appreciate y'all for watching this video, for me sticking with me for God knows how long, probably like 30, 40 minutes. But be safe, stay on the grind. I'm out. Peace.